Board of Supervisors for order for pledge allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recording announcement: Sunshine Law permits the audio and video recording of meetings. This meeting is being recorded. Roll call.
Mr. Ely.
Here.
I'm present. Mr. Prescott.
Here.
Request to address the board. Columbia.
Here.
Guys will have to give me your names again. I forgot them.
Ray Lynch.
Ray Lynch.
Greg Wilson.
Thank you. Ray.
Greg.
Greg.
Greg Wilson.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, somebody.
Hey, there you go.
Are you done yet?
Hey, we're done. Next week, starting on Monday, we're going to be receiving gas from Range up there off Lynn Portal. So it's going to be coming down the Gibraltar pipeline, coming into the compressor station, and we're going to be doing our official 24-hour runs on both the compressor units to make the final commissioning aspect, to then hand it over officially to operations. And last week, we had, looked like about 30 or 40 volunteer fire department personnel from the local area townships come by and visited. Asked a lot of questions on the site there. It was pretty nice having all the fire equipment in there, all backed in, it all looked nice. We got some good pictures. It was a nice experience, and we're getting real close. It's getting cold.
Yeah.
I was just that, you know, it's getting dark, so I gotta wear this and be extra safe, you know, so nobody misses me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I can. Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Will this be your last meeting, or you're coming back again?
I think so.
Okay. It was nice having you.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Westlake Fair Board.
Yes, we'd like to have, I'll read something here. Westlake Agriculture Association has developed plans to establish a restroom shower facility on the fairground, adjacent to the livestock barns. This will increase infection control, eliminating the use of porta-johns. The facility would be used for over 14,000 visitors at our fair, in addition to 150 4-H and FFA livestock visitors. We have secured a grant for this project on the condition that we receive matching funds. We're asking if the Act 13 funds will be available for a project like this.
John, what did you think the project is going to cost?
Well, we have a couple bids out. We haven't got them back yet. We're rounding,
Do you have any ballpark numbers?
well, around 50,000 probably, ballpark.
Okay.
So you're suggesting a 25 share?
Yeah, we've got, we didn't know where the Act 13 money was available for something like this or not. We just thought we'd come and present it to you and see. We didn't
Well,
know.
when your request was made to be on the agenda, we sent a letter to the solicitor to get a legal opinion, and he's advised it's considered as a community recreation, community event type thing, that it is lawful to spend Act 13 for that, and we do have that in writing from the solicitor. So, and I think when I got that back, I think I forwarded it on. I don't know if you both got it or not, but I will forward it to whoever would like to have a copy.
Well, I guess we need to get definitely an amount that we're looking at.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just before we went any further, we just wanted to see if there was money available for something, a project like this.
Yeah, once you get some numbers, maybe come back to December's meeting,
Okay,
and then see what we can do.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Departmental reports. Road Department.
Hey Dave, before you move on to that, just have a quick question.
Yeah.
What solicitor? I thought the solicitor resigned as of November 1st.
We have a solicitor that's on a per diem basis,
And who is that?
and that's the same firm. He indicated that in the letter that he sent us
Okay, I didn't catch that.
before.
Thanks.
Ed?
We've been working out on Jansen Road. Part of it was the dirt and gravel. Part of it was, stuff that we needed to take care of. Our end on the dirt and gravel was done to this point, but we had to wait on him to get more stuff done out there before we can install the rest of the pipe. I talked to the lady from the state about the parking. The state requires an 8 to 10 foot berm for parking. November 20th is the start of the building for the storage shed up. The broom's been delivered. You're gonna need about 25 signs for the south side of the township on this side, West Alexander side. The loop, we're gonna need about 160 ton of number 4 stone to fill in them gutters. The ditch line's coming down through there that's washing so deep. Then November 18th and 19th, we're planning on getting the water off of Delashon Road, just opening the ditches up and getting the water back off the road into the ditches. That's not all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Fire Department, Eric?
Yes, sir. In October, we responded to 25 incidents, 14 EMS, 11 fire incidents. 11 of those were as mutual aid, and we received mutual aid 3 times. We had 2 of those calls that were overlapping during the month. Our average response time, dispatch to arrival, was 11 minutes and 15 seconds. That's a little longer than normal, but we did run to a structure fire out on Golden Ridge in Dallas, so that was about a 25-minute run for us. So that brought those numbers way up. Of those 25 incidents, we had 7 EMS calls excluding vehicle crashes, 2 crashes with injuries, 5 crashes without injuries, 1 hazardous condition, 1 smoke or odor removal, 1 assist invalid. 3 times we were dispatched and canceled en route. 1 time we found no incident at the dispatched address. 1 good intent call for steam that was thought to be smoke. 1 hazmat report of hazmat investigation released without finding any hazardous material. 1 fire alarm. I'm sorry, two fire alarms, both of them being unintentional. We utilized 910.39 man hours in the month of October. We only have a couple of small things left on our building, very small things, to sew it up. And I don't know if everybody noticed, but we are having an open house, grand opening and open house on November 18th, 3 to 7. Obviously, everybody's welcome to come see what's going on up there. That's all I have for the fire department. I have nothing to report for the fire marshal.
Okay. Thank you.
Building is a very nice improvement to the community. It's
I think it is. I think it was long
you guys had some vision when you designed it.
overdue.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry to run, but I got a meeting up there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Water and sewers?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Some of you probably know we don't have a water fill station any longer. Somebody decided to steal the money mechanism.
Whole thing.
And it's got the whole thing, took the whole thing. And we don't know how to get it out of there just yet because parts of it are still there. And it's really kind of make you scratch your head. They tried to break in our building, and they didn't get into the building down there, but they did steal the whole money mechanism. And nearest we could tell, they got about $50 worth of money out of it, which that's, I guess, could have been a lot worse. It's a very expensive proposition. We're talking anywhere from a couple $1,000 to $5,000 for replacement to do the system that we're looking at. And one of the things that has been suggested to us is that we put a money mechanism that only accepts tokens, and the token machine be placed up here at this building where people come to the office and they buy $10, $20, $30 worth of tokens at a time. And
I'll wait for you to be, go
no,
ahead and touch.
no, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at we're talking with a couple different companies, and we're getting prices in. And the problem is, right now, the money mechanisms are in short supply. They're telling us that to get one like we had, they're back ordered. And we're not sure whether that's a good thing to put back in there is a money mechanism that, in a remote location with no security, that it's just gonna be hit again. So, other than that, we continue to see a lot of savings in water that's not lost because of the repairs to the north end out here of the water system. I figure it's gonna save about $5,000 a month. Right now, it's what it looks like. The rest of the system is operating pretty well. The engineer's got some things about the water, I guess, water development's ready for his turn.
Now, Doug, I just want to tell you, with that, with what happened down there, there's a company, it's called Clean Right, and you would not be able to sell it by the gallon, but you'd be able to figure out your gallons per minute, and they'd make a timer that will turn it.
That's what's there now.
And you can do that for right around $600 to $800.
We have the timer, in fact, we have a timer mechanism that's still there. They took everything else.
Right, now, I don't know, is there internet down there?
No, that's the problem too. That's what they told us, with the internet, they would be able to.
Yeah, because then you could just use cards.
We were talking about going to cards only. The suggestion was to go to tokens and have the token machine up here. And you can buy, any number of tokens at one time and use them, I guess, whenever you needed them. But that's something to look at too. Let people know there's no money there. And because it's an expensive mechanism to have to replace, and it's a big inconvenience. I know people, we've been contacted by some of the farm people that need to haul water and can't, there's nobody around here selling water.
No, they go clear to Marietta now.
Is that where it is? I know, I've seen some people that talked about going to have to go to Washington. Is there any place in Washington where you can buy water? I don't know.
There is, but
House?
it's not easy to get into. I mean, Nancy Lau, she calls me every day to find out when it's gonna be fixed.
Yeah.
Because this was so much nicer for her to be able to
Yeah,
get
we
water.
agree that it's nice to have, but that's kind of where we're at right now. And the plant operator has made contact with some other companies, and we hope to have some solutions very, very soon. Even if we got a system that's similar to what we had, what was it, Dave? It was gonna be by the end of before the end of November, before they'd get us a machine. So either way, we're gonna be out of service.
So it wasn't covered by insurance then?
Well, it'll be covered, some of it will be covered by insurance, but I don't know what Sharon, what was the,
They'll cover it, we have a $500.
$500 deductible on it?
Okay, well, that was my question, that it would be insurance.
Yeah.
And are there, because that sounds like a strange event to be happening here. Somebody, stealing, that's like stealing parking meters. Like, who does that? And are there other entities or items that could be in jeopardy that are or are not insured, that perhaps they should
Well,
look at?
the fact that the sewage treatment plant is basically, you can't see it from anywhere but there, itself is a circumstance waiting to be a bad story.
Okay.
So we need to
Right.
beef up the security there anyhow.
To get Comcast down there, I don't know what that costs, but it would make it a lot, you would be able to have more chance of not having somebody steal.
Well, maybe we'll be able to twist their arm on that, because they've been wanting to right away from us.
Yeah,
Maybe
nobody
we can
hears
work. Huh?
I said, yeah, but nobody can hear it.
Yeah. So,
And I'm glad that you made the point on that water leak, of it being $5 grand a month,
yeah,
because you know how far that goes back, as whenever
yeah.
we talked about that.
It goes back at least 9 months or 12 months.
It goes back
Back-
actually like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 4 years,
6.
Well, good, you can share the numbers with us.
so.
Yeah.
All the answers.
That's all we have on
Anything
the
else?
water and sewer. No,
Yeah, that
nothing else.
Code enforcement, John?
Yes, sir, we have one open case right now, but we've not initiated anything else for the month of October. Nothing to report.
Gordon?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got several items. The first, Phil Herman from our office met with Ed on October 12th to discuss and look at a driveway requiring necessary improvements that enters onto the road up at the loop. And it really was determined about 60 feet of 15-inch culvert pipe would be required to improve that driveway entrance with inlet and outlet protection, and some rock around the inlet and outlet. But also there's no berm there, but a berm should be made, sort of a swale, to prevent some of the water washing down directly onto the roadway, and so it needs cut back and gravel replaced there. And we submitted that letter to you today.
This is it here?
Right. The recommendations for the grade for the access driveways was taken from PennDOT's 441.8 highway occupancy, and I believe your driveway ordinance cites that as a technical requirement. Should have highlighted it's near the back.
Yeah, you touched the whole code there, I think.
It's about 5 pages from the back, or 6 pages from the back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yeah, your pages are numbered.
27 of 38.
Well, mine's completely cut off.
Keep going back, it's about 5 pages top from the end.
See it?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What day did the engineer come out?
What day did the engineer come out?
Phil came out and met with Ed on October 12th.
Thank you.
There it is, right.
Ed, how are these situations typically handled normally, if there's a problem?
Usually just the homeowner takes care of it.
Do you give them a recommendation and then, you know, a way to correct the problem, and it's corrected if they do it?
Seems to me in the past, over the years, if, especially in driveway situations, we make the offer to the homeowner that if they supply the pipe, we'll do the installation of the
I
pipe.
have to do that in the past, yes.
But they'll have to, any other changes, requiring of any other changes at the site would have to be done by the homeowner, is that correct?
Yes. We don't make driveways, but we will help them install our driveway pipe, yes.
Mr. McAdoo,
Yes.
how did you guys handle that?
What?
How did you handle driveway pipes that need to be repaired?
Well, first thing, you have to buy a permit.
Okay,
And
well, I'm
you go out
gonna,
and look at it, see what it looks like.
okay,
You
well,
instruct the
I'm
man how
assuming that
to
there
do
was a valid permit
You
issue.
have to have a swale from the road 4 foot to the ditch line, then up the driveway.
I think that's what your picture
That's
was
state
showing.
specification.
Yeah, that's what the PennDOT picture showed.
That's state specification.
Did the township put the culverts in, or does it up to the homeowner to fix them?
Property owner has to pay the cost.
Okay, we can just, you know, I think we should notify the property owner and let them, you know, give them the option of, if they want to supply the pipe, we can install it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Gordon, do you have anything else?
Yeah, real quickly, just a few items. Blair Construction, we do have the contract agreement with them now for the gym roof replacement, so we'll give them a notice to proceed, and since they'll be starting on the storage building November 20th, we're gonna try to get them to get their crews in simultaneously and get the work done. The Ed informed me, I guess, we found out that they'll be on site November 20th, but the trusses, for the poles, but the trusses come in the following week.
Yeah.
So, for the dirt and
Do you
gravel,
have an expected completion time on the storage building? The prior to year end, did I see that someplace?
yeah, you did, they wanna try to get it done before year end, so they're gonna be hustling. They also have the concrete, and that depends on the weather
Weather.
because of the concrete,
Right.
so. We do have, Blair did submit I didn't even cover this earlier, I think we sent it down, Bill Braun sent it down. There was a first request for payment, and even though they're not on site, but the contract's in place, they're required to do a breakdown of all the work so we can do periodic pay estimates. The first was bonds and insurance for $17,500, and they're requesting payment on that. Now, all you guys do is, we have to also sign off on this, and then we just send it to the county and they pay it. So if you want to,
We have it on the agenda tonight, so
Oh,
approve
okay.
that payment.
okay, all right, you have that. Last item is the Waynesburg Road water line extension. We had run a model prior to even designing the project, based on the, Tom Bibby had supplied, the static pressures and flows for the hydrants at that location. The model indicated that there were low pressures in that area. So we went out with Pennsylvania Rural Water Company, your operator, John, and one of my engineers, and tested several of the hydrants in and around that area. And sure enough, the model was correct that once you open those hydrants up, they go well below 20. And DEP requires that you have 20 at all conditions of flow, open, shut, whatever. And so we're going to have to investigate, looking to see how we can increase those, maybe with inline booster pump. But right now, the pressures in that area don't meet the state requirements. So we'll get back to you on that.
You go see what Tunnel Ridge wants to do.
We'll have to see what they want to do. We'll get all that information to you at the same time we get it to them.
Yep.
Question on that, where's that at?
This is Waynesburg, where Shepherd and Waynesburg meet. It's the end of, it's basically the end of the line there. And they want to take it all the way down and pay for it, the installation down to the covered bridge.
Thank you.
So you have, Gordon?
That's it, unless you need me later on?
Nope.
Okay,
Yep, you can go.
all right, thank you.
Solicitor, anybody have anything for Gary?
Being that I guess November 1st was their last official day, I would like to make a motion to engage the Sweat Law Office on a diem basis as per their proposal.
Questions? JD?
What is the proposal?
His proposal from back, that we approved last January.
The same rate, you mean?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
But it would be per diem?
Yes. Same rates. Except they're not more, we'll be paying for their attendance at a meeting.
How you vote?
Mr. Ely?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Prescott?
Yes.
Okay, that's all that.
Planning Commission, Lee?
Yeah, the only thing we have is on Ethan Ward's petition for subdivision. There's a thing in there from the sewage facilities planning module from the state of Pennsylvania that we weren't familiar with. And we did some research on this and found out that everything has been checked and it's okay. But we just had to sign page 5 for the planning commission, and then you guys need to sign page 6, and then that needs to go back to Washington, back to Tom Wright again. Also, we have invited Tom Wright to come to our planning commission meeting at the end of this month. He's going to go over some of these forms with us and fill us in on things that we didn't know about and maybe answer some questions. That's all I've got.
Okay. Police Department, John?
Yes, sir. We continue to provide a minimum of 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. For the month of October, we had approximately 105 calls for service. In October, we initiated 17 criminal investigations. They include 3 harassments, 2 criminal mischiefs, 1 burglary and theft, 1 robbery with an aggravated assault, 1 DUI, 1 straight theft, 1 criminal mischief and theft, 2 fraud attempts, 1 identity theft, 1 Megan's Law violation, disorderly conduct or harassment, and 1 possession with intent to deliver. Property loss for the month of October was $25,500. Property recovered for the month of October was $1,500. In October, officers conducted 21 traffic stops, investigated 4 traffic accidents, issued 6 traffic citations and 5 non-traffic citations. They filed 2 criminal complaints. They patrolled approximately 4,199 miles and used about 296 gallons of fuel in combination with our contracts. We talked about code enforcement. Attached, you'll find copies of the Buffalo and Claysville reports. We are still negotiating with Claysville Borough for the providing their services. They have made an offer of a 3-year contract with 3% each year increase. You guys can discuss it and let me know where you want to go with that. That's it.
Did we find anything, what happened to the guardrails down on Compressor Station Road?
Yeah, they're stacked down there, sir.
Did you find out who took them, or who dismantled them?
No, sir.
Any, nothing on the batteries out of the tractors either?
No, there's been a problem with them. They've actually been stealing them from West Virginia all the way up through Greene County. The state police has dozens of them. We were just lucky that that's all got hit.
The police car, did it get fixed yet?
No, sir. There was an email went out on it.
That is insurance money, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just my suggestion, I don't know what you guys feel like, but with it being insurance money, I think that we are obligated to use it and get it fixed, no matter what our financial situation is.
Well, waiting was at the direction of the board, sir. So it's up to you.
What do you guys think?
I don't have any problem in waiting and paying it, as long as we don't delay it forever. I mean, something, wait for the finances to see what the finances do, if they turn around that, but I think right now that the money's better spent in the general fund than repairing then we're just talking about some body work it needs.
Yes, sir.
Talking about cosmetic stuff, as long as the car
If the car is safe, there's no issue
safe and
with safety.
serviceable.
Yeah, nothing's changed since I sent you guys the emails and
Okay.
received the feedback from you.
I do have one request. The people parking on the sidewalks. I leave town every morning about the time the kids go to school. And I watch the kids get down on the sidewalks to where the cars are parked, and they go out in the street. Now, it's not so bad since the times changed, but when it was last week, it was an issue. And I think that we need to step up the enforcement of parking in the sidewalks, blocking the sidewalks
In
entirely.
particular, where's?
Highland Avenue is where it's almost every morning.
All right.
You know, and so it's something that needs somebody's gonna get hurt, and we, you know, we know about it, we need to do something about it, and just let our guys know that. And I'm sure the other time, I mean, I'm sure it's not just Donegal, but it's, you gotta look out for those guys on the roads. I mean, I said there's probably, I don't know, a dozen kids that walk down our street and you see them come in the cars and they're either, they can't fit in between, they're out in the road. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
So what's
I
the
think
board
I-
directing me to do with the car?
Is parking on the sidewalk not illegal? Is it legal?
No, I'm asking about the car, sir.
Oh, the car,
Yeah,
I have no objection to waiting.
no, but
Yeah.
that was the position of the board previously.
Yeah, we haven't, unless we make a motion to do something different, it remains,
Okay.
I would guess.
I don't know, I think just because it's insurance money, should get it fixed, but that's just my opinion. Office and fiscal operations.
Wait a minute, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since the break-in on Highland Avenue, that gentleman was assaulted, I've had numerous people ask me just, and I know it'd be a general statement, John, but how bad is the drug situation in our area?
I mean, how do you define that?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I mean-
That's what I told him, so I didn't find it. We
You
come home
you
that
know all
night.
your neighbors.
Yeah, we come home that night, for instance, that happened. And there was Ohio County cops there, there was everybody, and
I
her
was there.
brother and her sister.
Absolutely. The man has to have reconstructive surgery,
Yeah.
yes. But we have no reason to believe that what happened there would affect anybody else in the neighborhood. In fact, I did talk to many of the neighbors and explain that to them. We feel it was specific to that location for whatever reason. You guys all know your neighbors. I mean, if you're wondering how bad the drug problem is, I mean, look at your neighbors. This is a very, very good community. There's very little trouble here. There's trouble here, though. We do have the problems. I mean, if you look down through here,